Hi Rihanna ma'am and hi everybody. Welcome to my Shukriya Zindagi channel. Today we have an esteemed guest with us. Her name is Mrs. Rihanna. She's from Singapore. She's in the education department. She works in the field of education. And I want to welcome you, Rihanna ma'am. Welcome. And very quickly tell us what have been your aim in your life when you were a little girl? What was Rihanna like when she was a little girl? And what is she today?
Okay, so for me, I always wanted to be a surgeon. So that was
Yeah?
my dream.
What?
So I wanted to be that, but in the end, it turned out something else. Yeah, so I'm always fun loving. I was an only child until I was 9. Then my parents had my sister. So basically, my mom was a very big influence in my life. She would play with me. We would have little parties together. So she really influenced me a lot in my life, and she was a very strong woman, and she gave me all the uh, sort of the encouragement to be whatever I wanted to be. So I guess that's how
You
I
got
grew
into
up.
Yes.
I had lots of and then I just wanted to,
So,
my mom was
what?
a really strong influence.
So,
So
how do you compare
yeah,
yourself from today to that girl, little girl? The journey has been really
I'm still
difficult.
fun loving.
Yeah,
I'm
still
st-
fun
I'm
loving.
still
I love
fun
that about you.
loving.
I
I'm
really
still
love that about you. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm fun loving. I love. I just. I have a very positive attitude towards life.
Yes.
Also, influence of my mother. So very positive. Uh, but I have a quite a quick temper though. I get angry quite. I'm a very emotional basically. And I'm very outspoken in the sense that if I don't like something, I'll straight away say it. So sometimes I've been faulted that I'm too frank, and
Yeah.
for many years it used to bother me that I'm very outspoken, I'm very
Yeah.
frank. But then I came to a stage, maybe in my 40s only, then I realized that uh, my frankness is, I'm not hurting people, but maybe I need to refine the way I speak, uh, giving the message. I mean, I learned to be more, what you call it, politically correct, I would say.
I
To
think we learn with the age. We become mature with
Yeah,
age. We learn to become considerate. We become considerate.
yes,
My sister, she will just tell me on my face, "What are you doing with your
yeah,
life? You're so stupid." I tell her, "Yeah,
yeah.
because she's my sister, I don't take it seriously." So I said she has this habit of saying. But I want to ask Rihanna that what it has taken you to become the person that you are. Has your journey been smooth? What are the difficulties you had, and how did you overcome those difficulties quickly?
Okay, so the thing is, I mean, I was just going day to day, and I was actually, I was a travel agent. I went into the field of travel and tourism, hospitality. So I was there for almost 20 years in that line. And then so my mom passed away suddenly. It was quite a challenge
Yeah.
because she had some medical issue, she had some uh, schizophrenia and all that. So she was on medication, and in the end, she ended her life. It was a real wake up call for me because my mom was a very strong woman. Very, very. She raised two daughters by herself because my dad left us when we were young, and it was not easy for her. And but she managed to raise two daughters to be very strong in character, strong in personality. And for me to face that was quite a challenge because I didn't understand how could a person who is so strong, just end their life like that. But she was, I mean, she was
Yeah,
having
because of
schizophrenia, so she,
schizophrenia. Yeah, because it is a
yeah,
chemical imbalance in the body. So the brain reacts in different ways. So that is
rates, correct.
perfectly all right. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so that kind of made me want to try to understand that, but then that made me come back. I had to quit my job because she was taking care of my son all the years when I was working, and because of that, I was a stay-home mom for many, many years. And initially, it's very hard for working women to suddenly become. I mean, I loved my son, and I always wanted to be when he's growing up and all that. In fact, I quit when he was born for 5 years. I did not go to work because I really wanted to be there when he was growing up in that stage. So for me to stay at home was not a challenge, but what was a challenge was having to depend on someone else for money.
yeah,
That was a challenge,
yes,
and and that becomes quite a burden on yourself because you start. you just start, money becomes a problem because
Yeah.
you don't have money, and money also becomes a problem because you have to depend on someone, and money becomes a problem because there's not enough of it because only one person is working,
Yeah.
and that always causes fights and challenges in the family with the husband and the wife, and that became a daily issue, and it was not a very happy situation kind of thing. And I just felt like a gutnasa, like, like I'm not satisfied with where I am. And
Yeah. That's a good
that
place to
led
be,
me on a,
That's a very good place to be. Then only we can
yeah.
grow. Yeah.
Yeah. So then I decided to take some personal development courses and all that and stuff like that. But it was good for a while. And then, they are very hyped up. So when you're at the course, you are very hyped up. After that, you come back after 2 months, 3 months, you're back to your normal self. So the pattern kept going like that. And then until I found a mindset coach and realized that the problem was inside, not outside. I cannot fix it from outside. I got to fix it from within. And that was a whole new revolution for me, because that made me realize that I can make that change. Instead of becoming victim mode and blaming the whole world for everyone, I
Yeah.
have to take action myself. So what? The whole world can cause you to do so many things to you, but if you do not allow it, or if you do not want it, you can stop it. And that was a real empowerment for me, and that started my journey into training, into doing something with mindset, and that just is unstoppable after that.
Yeah.
That's became my mission, life mission, and that's where I am right now, at this crossroad right now, where I am just
Lovely.
wanting to empower everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so nice to see you so empowered and empowering everyone. So the people today, especially the youth today, would like to take one takeaway from you, and that one takeaway that I have got from you is that change your mindset, change your thinking,
Yeah.
and the view will be different, the perspective will be different. What I'm seeing from
Correct.
my husband, he's a very quiet person. He won't express himself. So for me, I never understand what he's thinking. I have to get into his head, and to see from his window. So I have learned one thing, that I have to see the world from everybody else's windows, and then then see
Correct.
the life from my own window also. And from there, if we keep seeing only from one window, the view is entirely different. And if you're looking from the west and I'm looking from the east, or I'm looking from the south and you're looking from the north, it's going to be opposite, the view. So the thing to see is to look at the view from the other person's window, and to look at the view from so many people's lives, and then we can change our
Yeah.
perspective. So beautifully said that you became from a victim to a victor. This is what I learned from you
Yeah.
today. So wherever you are
Yeah.
today in your life, tell me, how do you feel, and what would you like to say? What would you like to do more for the youngsters, which you're already doing? I know that. So what else would you like to
So
do? Yeah.
the thing, the youngsters, especially the age between when they go into teenage up to 18, they are really, really in a space which is very challenging for them,
Yeah.
and their mindset is always a lot of negativity, and also society gives them, parents, maybe pressures of parents, friends, and all this cause a lot of pressures in their life, and they are actually, it's finding it difficult to cope.
Yeah.
And this is my main mission is for these people, especially children. I'm very passionate about that,
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
eradicating educational issue. Everyone should be given that privilege to have education, and not because they don't have money. And this is my global mission in my life, to create a foundation where we can have education given free to people in any part of the world. They don't have to, I mean, if they can afford it, it's fine, but if they can't, they should not be deprived of it because of that. And that is my mission for children. But for youth especially, I'm very passionate, because they are at a very difficult stage in their life, and they really need that support. And I think as adults, we need to create that kind of space, and they are actually at a very wonderful stage in their life, where they have brilliant ideas, and with the technology that they have right now, they are so advanced than we used to be when we were youths. So I think they have a power so magnanimous. It's just that they need to learn how to use it
Yeah.
effectively on themselves and in the world, and they will make great changes to the world. So this is something I really want to get into the youths, and really help them to maneuver that stage of their life that is actually difficult for them, and let them know that there is help available, and that you know a lot of positivity needs to be given to them at that age, and they will be all
Mhm.
right. And that's how we will get great leaders, great people in the world, and great society and communities built because of them. So
So
this is
wonderfully.
something we have to really catch them at that age, where they either go the wrong way or the right way, and we need to get them to that right path, whatever
Wonderfully.
help we can. So that's
Very
that's
wonderfully
my
said. Yeah. So
Yeah.
the question is that what I would say, like I heard your story once about the butterfly and the cocoon, and you said it so beautifully, the way you enacted the whole thing. You're so creative and you're so expressive of your feelings, So I really love that story. And I would like to say that Rihanna is, making butterflies out of caterpillars, the way she helps them to come out of the caterpillar into a butterfly. I think that's what you're doing, creating beauty in this world. And I'm so proud of you, Rihanna. I have a question last, which you said that you're going to help the children all over the world achieve education. So what can you do for a person? If I have a girl over here in India, in Mumbai, who is very, very poor, in what way will you be able to help that girl to achieve, to get the education? What would be the way for me to approach to you or to anybody? How would it help that girl?
Okay, the first thing is we need to outreach, because a lot of these people do not know that there's help available. I think there are a lot of communities that are doing, even in India or in anywhere in the world. They are small, minute communities, all like clusters all over the place. What we need to do is have that outreach so that people are able to, and a lot of corruption and things get in the way, politics and corruption get in the way, and that's why we cannot reach out to them. So first thing, we really have to expand these small clusters and community to really become united rather than work on their own. I think the way forward in this world is collaboration. Really, this is one of the things
Yes.
that I really believe in. Collaboration. Community shouldn't just egoistic. Oh, my community is going to do this, my community is going to do that,
Yes.
we are doing this. But why can't you come together and do something even greater? And why can't you come together and really make such a difference that is so impactful in the world, that will create ripples all across the world? This is, I believe, this philosophy is the way to go, rather than or my company is doing well, what I'm doing this, but why not together? And I think the big organizations actually do all this community outreach on their own. Why can't these small communities come together and do and form a big globe? And that's my whole vision, is to create a foundation called of course it's in my mother's name, Rina Foundation. The foundation, I believe, is a 50 million outreach foundation, 50 million
Wow.
dollars for 50 million people in the world.
Wonderful.
And that is what I want to create. And it should not just create education, because basic needs have to be met. I think food, water, and shelter these are also part of the program that needs to be incorporated. Not just, I'm going to provide education.
Yeah.
Then what about your family and your community? You need to give source of income. So that's why my three-prong approach is education, empowerment, and entrepreneurship. So communities
Fantastic.
are built, the whole families have to be involved, not just the child. The family needs to be taken care of.
Love it.
And that is how you build community. Because the child may be, in a good positive, but then when they go back home, they're in negativity, or they are in a they don't have enough food in their family. They have to do work. They have to support their sisters or brothers who are younger. So we cannot just touch the child. We have to touch the whole family. And
Yeah.
that is what really needs to be done. And that is what I believe is also the way forward. Togetherness, collaboration, and reach the family at a family level, at the
Fantastic.
cellular level, at the basic level. And that is what is going to change everything for everyone in the world because of that.
So
Yeah.
I love your energy. I love your enthusiasm. I love your vitality and your passion for this particular topic. And I want to reach out to you. I'm, as a doctor also, I'm taking part in a lot of voluntary organizations. And in one of the organizations, we go to all the schools in our area and the colleges to teach them core values. Right now, we're teaching them core values. And I want to tell you one thing, that I'm definitely going to reach out to you, how we can help the children to achieve free education in our country and in the world. I'll definitely reach out to you. Thank you, Rihanna, for coming on this show. And thank you for sharing your thoughts. We have to join another meeting now. Otherwise, I would have continued talking to you, Rihanna. Thank you very much for being there for us and for inspiring the world, for inspiring the youngsters, and for being such a wonderful, strong, and powerful, energetic, empowered person. Thank you very much.
Thank you. God bless.